In the wild at this time of year, there are several members of the cabbage family, the crucifers, coming into flower. Among the most conspicuous, and certainly the most important from a culinary point of view, is garlic mustard, or Jack by the hedge, the Irish name for which is bow quinnel or cow candle. The white flowers, as you can see, are clustered conspicuously in a tight head, making them much more visible to insects from a distance. And structurally, they're very similar to lady smock or wallflower, which we looked at in earlier outings, or indeed to whitlow grass, which we looked at earlier this year. But they're targeting their nectar at a different cohort of pollinators. There is the usual crucifer arrangement of 4 slightly longer stamens in 2 pairs, alternating with 2 shorter single stamens. Nectar is secreted on the inside of the short stamens, forming 4 drops at the base of the flower between a short stamen and an adjacent long one, finally filling the entire space between the lower part of stamens and pistil. All the anthers dehisce inwards, surrounding the stigma so closely that self-fertilization is inevitable. But visits by insects, especially small hoverflies and honeybees, for whom the early nectar is especially valuable, are common. When lady smock is not readily available, the orange-tipped butterfly will often lay its eggs on the flowers of garlic mustard. Garlic mustard is native to Europe and Asia, where it's widely distributed. But it was introduced into North America for its herbal use and also for erosion control. But there, it has become one of the most troublesome and widespread invasive weeds, still expanding at a rate of something like 6,400 square kilometres a year, and often entirely replacing the native flora of woodlands. Its rapid growth early in the year gives it a head start on other plants, and its roots exude a chemical that inhibits them from growing. It is unpalatable to most insects and avoided by deer, and a single plant can produce anything up to 7,000 offspring in a single season. Garlic mustard was highly valued for herbal use, particularly as an antiseptic for treating such conditions as gangrene or ulcers. And it was widely used as an antiscorbutic for the prevention or treatment of scurvy. A more mundane use is to use the leaves to ease the irritation from an itchy midge bite. The plant is also highly nutritious. It has a higher vitamin A content than spinach, a higher vitamin C content than oranges, and is also high in vitamins B and E. It's a biennial plant, and it's best harvested at this time of year just before the flower buds open. A bit later in the year, the garlicky flavour becomes a little stronger. The really tasty part is the young stem, which is sweet and succulent, best steamed or sautéed and then served with olive oil or butter. Or you can just eat it raw. Just cut the stem up and add it to stews or soups or stir fries. The flavour of the leaves and flower heads is somewhat stronger, but they can be used, just stripped off and used to make a classic and marvellous pesto. Mix it with basil or parsley, whatever you use to make pesto, because as Jamie Oliver says, the only real rule in making pesto is that you should use only the freshest ingredients. I can promise you that the flavour of pesto made with garlic mustard has the most wonderful kick to it.